Good afternoon, Mayfield. It is Thursday, April 24th. This is our homework video for all of my students. We're doing our MCAP review homework. This is MCAP homework number 2. It is Take Your Child to Work Day. So I know some of you today are going to work with your parents. I hope you're having a great time and maybe learning something about a career path that you might be interested in at some point. I was lucky that my youngest, Gabriel, decided to come with me today. Do you want to say hi, Gabriel?
Hi.
Gabriel says hi, but he does not want to help with the video, and that is okay. I did go to the shoebox, and there was a 5. And then a student who is at work with their parents today emailed and said, Miss MacPhee, could you put number 4 in? And those are my only 2 suggestions. So you know what? Let's do them both. Okay, let's see who's watching the video. I did put on some of these to make sure you include work because, one, some of these are not going to have a calculator on them. So if you're using a calculator at home, you're really not practicing the skill we need you to practice. But also, we need to make sure that we are proving our work and showing good mathematical reasoning. For some of the longer questions, that is part of your response, and I want to be sure I'm giving you opportunities to practice that. So number 1, by the way, exactly my Math 6 students, what we've been working on in class this week. Number 2, ratios. We did ratios back in Unit 2. Number 3, ooh, look at this. This looks like some work on fractions. We just did a whole bunch of work on fractions in Unit 4. Question 4, an expression is shown. Okay, so this is using distributive property. And this question is interesting because there's 2 answers that you could argue are correct, but it says greatest common factor. So people who don't watch the video, they might only end up with 1 point if they give me the solution here that is okay, but not the greatest common factor. Which expression is equivalent to this expression and is written using the greatest common factor of the 2 numbers in the expression? So this is basically using distributive property, where we're going to look at the 2 numbers that are given, and we're going to decide which of these numbers they have in common as factors. So for example, I'm thinking 56. When I see 56, I think 7 times 8. Okay? So I'm going to go, okay. Does 8 times anything give me 91? Well, 8 times 11 is 88. 8 times 12, 96. So that's not going to work. Let me try 7, okay? So 7 times 12 is 84. 7 times 13 is what? 91. And 56 is 7 times 8. So I can pull out this common factor. 7 times what gives me 56? 7 times 8. 7 times what gave me 91? 7 times 13. So the correct answer is C. Now, another answer that will work is if people use A. B could also be argued that it works. The problem is it's not the greatest common factor. So for your 2 points, I want to see some work shown so I know where you got these answers from, like my work here. And then number 5, a game designer used 9 ounces of clay to make 24 identical pieces for a game. What is the number of ounces of clay that were used for each piece? So we're using clay per piece, and that's a ratio, which means I could write it as a fraction. And the reason I write it that way is because a fraction is also a division problem. I'm taking the 9 ounces and I'm dividing them amongst the 24 pieces. Great, Miss MacPhee. The answer's not here. You must be wrong. Or it's just not in simplest form. Divide both of these by 3. I'll let you finish from there and then circle the appropriate answer. So again, make sure when you're looking at these, if you include work, you will get your full credit. If you don't include work and you're just circling answers, you're not going to get all the credit that you deserve. All right, I will see you tomorrow. By the way, after this week, we have, ready for this? 3 more homeworks. Also, speaking of 3, we have 43 subscribers to go until we hit 1,000. So let's make that happen, okay? That would be like a great way to celebrate fourth quarter. Have a great day, everybody. I'll see you later. Bye.